on our first class back from break, we wanted to know what happened to Alicia, because if you remember, on Friday's class before the vacation, she had to leave class. She wasn't feeling well. And that's not typical of Alicia. She comes to every class. She comes early and ready. So we found out that, at the time, on that day, she thought that it was from getting the second COVID vaccine. That's what she thought. And she wasn't feeling well. And she realized later that it wasn't the vaccine. She had a kidney infection. She had to go to the hospital. She had a fever for 7 days. A doctor told her what happened. They put her on antibiotics, and she still needs to take them for a couple more days. Her fever stopped, but she was dizzy and she was scared. And I don't know, apparently someone told her that she needed to go on dialysis because she has diabetes. And she pulled out the IV and put on her shoes, ready to leave the hospital, and because she didn't want that to happen. So she says, we didn't understand, how did your kidneys get an infection? And she says that it happens sometimes with people who have diabetes. Another thing we found out was that she actually wasn't feeling so well before she got the second vaccine. That she had already been feeling pain that week. But she didn't want to go and get antibiotics because she was worried that if she got those antibiotics and then she got the COVID vaccine, that the antibiotics might influence or stop the vaccine from working. But she got a scan from the doctor, and they say her kidneys are perfect and she doesn't need to do dialysis. We talked about first the word and the pronunciation. The disease is diabetes. Someone has diabetes. Or the adjective is diabetic. She is diabetic. And everyone in the class knows someone who has diabetes. Sandra has a nephew who was born with it and was diagnosed when he was only 11 months old. So that's one type of diabetes. The other type, I guess type 2, I'm not sure, develops as you grow older and you don't eat well. You eat too much processed food and sugar. So I think everyone knew someone except for Young Yi. Young Yi said, I don't have anyone who has diabetes in my family. And even Jorge's father, who exercises a lot and loves sports, got it because of his diet from eating too much junk food. I mentioned I have a cousin actually that I don't know very well, and she has diabetes, and she lives in Glendale in like an assisted living facility, and she has to do dialysis, I think once or twice a week, and without that you cannot live. And the dialysis does what the kidneys do. The dialysis filters and cleans the blood and puts it back into your body. It's a scary disease that we can avoid. In fact, I have had 2 students who had diabetes at one point, and then they changed their diet and started exercising, and the diabetes went away. It's actually something that you can heal yourself, but it takes a certain amount of discipline and motivation. It has to make sense to you.